to speak in the mic. You all can hear me? You can hear me, sir? You can hear me? You can hear me? Okay, great. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to discuss. Mike. 1 minute. Okay. We are going to discuss how the England cricket is going to play with the basic rules. Okay, then after that we'll explain you how the tournament format is going to be. How many points we are going to do, all the now I believe a lot of them are okay. To start with, each team will have 8 and 8 players. Inning to inning, 8 overs. One inning and second inning also will be 8 overs. Now, all the 8 players will bowl, all the 8 players will bat. One player is allowed to bowl 1 over only. Okay, it's not like 2 overs for one bowler. Now, field restrictions. Okay, this is the center line. This center line, 4 fielders here and 4 fielders here.
Hello.
Bowler, including the keeper.
Check. Check.
Check. Okay. Now, field restrictions, as I told you, this is center. 4 fielders inside this line and 4 fielders inside this side, including the bowler. Whether you want to have a keeper or no, it's your choice. It's not a must that you need to have a keeper. Clear? Now, how the runs are going to be scored. Now the striker will be standing there and non-striker will be here. Half running it will be. It won't be full running. It will be half running. Striker will be there, non-striker will be here. Now, how do you score runs? From that corner, okay, to this. If a batsman hits either side, if the ball hits the net, 1 run declared. How many? How many runs declared? 1. From that corner to this corner, or that corner to this corner. Before this line, if the ball touches the net, it is 1 run declared. Now the batsman hits a shot, the ball goes and touches outside this line. Outside this line, from this line to that corner. 2 runs declared on both the sides. Please keep the questions later on. Okay? From this corner to that corner. From this corner to that corner. Either side, 2 runs. If the ball touches there, 2 runs. Clear? Before the line, it's 1 run declared. After the line, it is 2 runs declared. Now, one batsman will hit a shot, the ball will touch there and the ball will roll and touch that net, the front net. That is known as front net and this is known as back net. If the ball touches there after touching either side of the side net, 3 runs declared. Okay? For example, a batsman hits a shot, the ball touches the net and it rolls there. Then it is 3 runs. Same thing, this side. If the ball touches here and then goes there, 3 runs declared. Clear? 1, 2, 3. For a boundary, batsman hits a shot, the ball has to go straight and touch the net. If it touches either of the side net, it is not a boundary. Okay, the ball has to pitch or roll however it goes, how many ever pitches. If the ball touches the net, it is 4 runs declared. Same thing for the 6. I hit a shot, the ball has to go straight and touch the net. Then it is a 6. If the ball touches the top net, it is 0. This is not counted, it is dead. If the ball touches the net and then goes and touches that net, it is still a 6. Okay, the top net is dead. Now, there's one net behind the stumps. If the ball touches that net, back net, there is no declared runs for it. No declared runs. Okay, back net, no runs. From here to here, 1 run declared. From this to that end, 2 runs declared. If the ball touches the side net, either side of the side net and touches the net, 3 runs. For 4, the ball has to go straight. For 6, the ball has to go straight. Now, there is a small catch. For this declared runs, for example, I hit a shot, the ball goes to the boundary. The batsman has to take a physical run. If you take a physical run, then and only you will get your declared runs. Otherwise, 0. Now, I hit a shot. Okay, I hit a shot, a good shot I play, the ball goes 6 and I'm standing, I didn't take a physical run. No run. 0. You got it? All the declared runs, if you have to earn the declared runs, you have to run a physical run. Without running a physical run, you won't get your declared runs. Clear? Clear on this? Clear? Clear on this? Yes, sir. You have to run. As I told you, if you want declared runs, you have to run. If you don't run, zero. No runs at all. If you hit a 6, you stand, you don't run, zero. No 6. You have to run. So, if I hit a 6 and the physical run, it will be 4 plus 1. 1 plus 1. 2 plus 1. 2 runs declared, and the amount of physical runs you run. And there is no limit for physical runs. If you see the opportunity, you can take 2 runs, you can take 2 runs. 2 plus 2, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 6. It's up to you. It is up to you. Clear on the declared runs? Clear? Okay. Now, the next thing which I come out is for how you can get a batsman out. First thing is bowled. Okay. Catches. Catches simple. Anywhere on this side net. Anywhere. Back net. Before the ball touches the ground. If the ball touches the net, before the ball touches the ground, if the catch is taken, he is out. Okay. He is out. But remember, only side net. For a 6, I hit a shot, the ball goes there, ball touches cleanly and below the fielder takes a catch. Is it out? Is it out? No, it's not out. But you have every opportunity to get him run out. Because they have to complete the physical run for a 6 as well. Right? Clear on this? Catch out? Catch out clear? Okay? Now, there is a very important thing. Okay, run out. Run out is going to be running side. Whichever side you attempt the run out, that side the batsman is out. Now the very important thing, a third ball rule is there. Third ball rule. It will be partner to partner. For example, my team is batting first. My first 2 players, 1 and 2, will play 2 overs. Then the second pair will play 3 and 4. Third pair will play 5 and 6. Fourth player will play 7 and 8. Like that, no matter whatever it is. Okay? Now, third ball rule. For example, I am playing the first over. First ball dot, second ball dot, third ball I have to take a run. I have to. Simple. There is no 3 consecutive dot balls for a pair. Okay, whether I play, okay, one more scenario. No, I play 5th ball. I play 6th ball. Okay, dot, dot. Now the batsman crossovers after the over. What will happen? The dot ball thing, the count continues. It will still be, umpire will say, third ball warning. So if the strike changes also, third ball warning is there, third ball out is there. But at the third ball scenario, if there is a wide or no ball, then the batsman is safe. Simple. The score has to move, whether you score with your bat or whether you score with a white ball or extra. Third ball. Now, one more scenario. Now I am the first pair. I am playing the second over and the the 5th ball. 5th ball is a dot. 6th ball is a dot. Second over of my batting. 5th and 6th ball is a dot. Then umpire will say over. Next batting pair coming. 2 batsmen will go out. 2 fresh batsmen will come in. Will the third ball continue? No. No, it will not. Because it is a fresh pair. It will not. Clear? Clear? And one more thing. Every time a batsman gets out, whether it's a caught, whether it's a bold, whether it's a run out, no matter what, -5 from the score. Every time a batsman gets out, it's going to be -5. Okay, whether it's bowled, whether it is caught, it is -5. For example, I am batting first, I might be ending up in -20, my total team score. If the game is over, no, you can get out, you can get the other team out with -25. So every wicket matters. Clear on this? Clear on this, guys? Clear? Clear? How you score runs, how you get out, and one more thing. Wide and no balls. Wides. You see the line? Not the big one, this small one. If the ball comes out from there, it will be a wide. If it is inside the line, it won't be a wide. It depends on the umpire. Umpire will be standing there, umpire will take the call. Same thing for the leg side. The ball has to be outside the big line, not the small line. Okay, if the ball is inside the line, it won't be a wide. Okay, and every over is 6 balls. Every over is 6 balls. I bowl first 3 balls, good balls. 4th ball I bowl wide. 5th ball I bowl wide. 6th ball I bowl wide. Over. But every extra, every wide, every no ball will be 2 runs, not 1, 2. Now, no ball rule. In outdoor cricket, this is fine. Okay, if you stand the line. But in indoor cricket, the moment you touch the line, it will be a no ball. The moment you touch this line is there, it will be a no ball. It will be a no ball. Clear? Everybody clear? You have to keep your foot clean. Clear? Okay? That's the no ball rule. Now, above the waist, above the shoulder, it's everything like, umpire will take care, whether it is a no ball or no. Organizers. Checking is allowed. Okay. Now, checking. Whether round arm or if the bowler is jerking a little bit and all, it depends on the scenario how he is bowling. If he's bowling too fast, unplayable, the umpire will give no ball straight away. Then the umpire will say, bowler, bowl underarm. No overarm. Underarm. Underarm rule is he'll be bowling from there, and the ball has to pitch outside this line. Outside this line. If the ball pitches here and goes there, it will be no ball. The ball only for underarm this is. Somebody can stand there, please. Just as a goal. Suman, say what she does. Okay, he's bowling underarm. See where the ball is pitching. Now, this is a legal delivery. Okay. Suman, either pitch karna. Pitch it here. If the ball is pitching like that, it will be a no ball. The ball has to pitch outside there only for underarm. Only for underarm. Overarm, anywhere. Now, overarm, one more, very important. I'm bowling overarm. You see this pitch? The ball is pitching here outside and then it touches the wicket. Is it out? It will be a no ball because it has to pitch inside the green area. If the ball pitches here and goes inside, it will be a no ball. Okay, clear on this? Clear? Yes. Underarm. Underarm, it will be one bounce. Obviously, if it is there, you have to bowl one bounce. Two bounce also, it's okay. No, two bounce also, it's okay. As far as the ball pitches outside this line and it comes to the batsman, it's a legal ball. Clear? Clear on this? Guys, clear? Now, there is one more way to get out. Man cut. Man cut. Everybody knows, right? What is a man cut? Okay, now man cut is you have to complete the action and then take it. You cannot do like this. I'm bowling, stop, out. No, you have to complete the action and then hit it like this or like that, whatever. Man cut is also there. Okay, and one more important thing. Since you are playing indoor cricket, you want to have that ball live throughout? Okay. The ball will be live. Now, one scenario. For example, I play a shot, okay? I play a good shot, I play a 6, I take a run, everything, I got 6 plus 2 runs. Then what happens? Batsman out there, what they do? Oh, come here, macha. Okay? The non-striker and batsman leave the crease and they will be in the center of the pitch, talking. That is not allowed. If you are short of your crease, they can attempt a run out. Anytime. Anytime. Now simple. If you have to talk, if you have to leave the crease, you have to come here, batsman. Umpire, time out. Umpire, time out. Umpire says yes, then you can. Then you can leave the crease. Anytime you want to come out of the crease, okay, you have to ask the umpire, time out. Okay, umpire says yes, go. Now, if there is a catch, by default, the ball is red, the batsman can come. If there is a wicket fallen, the batsman can come. Now, in between the overs, umpire will declare over. Then only the batsman has to come out. Before the umpire declares over, the batsman is outside. They can attempt a run out. Okay, now, same scenario. The ball is live as I told you. Now, there is a batsman. Batsman's ready to bat. Okay, I am the bowler. I have the ball. I turn around. I'm going for my run up. Batsman can steal a run. Batsman can steal a run. Got it? I have the ball. Okay? Bowler's got the ball, the fielder's got the ball. You see the opportunity anytime. The ball is live. The batsman can run. Take a run. Same advantage for the bowlers as well as for the batting team. You can steal a run anytime. Clear? Clear on this? Ball is live. Okay, anytime you have to leave the crease, you have to take umpire's decision. If it is over, umpire will say over, then you can leave the crease. If there is a wicket fallen, over, that's it. Okay, that is the only time where the batsman can leave. And one more thing, very, very important. Since you know there is a lot of time constraint, batsmen have to be ready and all have to use at least one pair of gloves. At least one glove. Must. It's not for the luxury of batsmen, it's for the safety of fielders. Sometimes what happens, there's a lot of sweat. Batsman will attempt a shot, if the ball slips, the fielder is very close by, it will hit him. So that's why gloves is a must. If there is no gloves, umpire will warn first. Batsman, please, glove. If he doesn't, it will be an over. Okay? And after every over, for example, after 1.4 overs or 1.3 overs, umpire will call, next batsman, be ready. Next two pair have to be standing there so that they can come in the moment the 2 overs complete. Clear on this? Clear? Anything? Anything you didn't understand till now? Anything you didn't understand till now? Please. Yes, sir. Anywhere, overarm, the ball can pitch anywhere. Anywhere. There's nothing, we'll remove this. Anywhere. If you pitch here also, no problem. If it comes there, no problem. What? Top net is dead, neutral. It is out. Yes, it is out. Top net is neutral, guys. The question is, if a batsman hits a shot, the ball touches this net and the fielder catches, is it out? Yes, it is out. Only time the batsman is not out is only for the 6. If he hits a shot, the ball touches the top net, that net, and then the fielder catches, it's not out. You can get him run out. Bouncer above the shoulder will be a no ball. It's no one warning and all that. No ball. Straight away no ball. Okay, if it's a bouncer above waist, straight away no ball. No warning, nothing. There is nothing called free hit here. No free hit. Now, as you know, I told you the rule about the first 7 overs. Okay, if the bowler bowls even all the 6 balls wide, it will be counted. However, for the last over, first ball I bowled a wide. Okay, the batsman took a run. Everything happened. Will the ball be counted? It won't be counted. Only in the 7th over. Umpire will ask the batsman, do you want a reball? So, the batting team will get the wide, the extra run, plus an additional ball. Only for the 8th over. Okay? 8th over of the innings, if there is a wide, it is left up to the batsman, whether he wants it or no. If the batsman opts for, yes sir, I want an extra ball, then the umpire will add another delivery. Now you must be thinking, why is this like that? For example, I batted first, I gave a target of 50 runs. Now you, green team, is batting second. Your target is already 51, 52. 6th ball, bowler bowls a wide. Batsman chooses, I want to bowl a reball. Reball will be given. There is every chance he will get out, then he will end up in -5. So you need to think about it, and then choose for a reball. Only in the last over of the innings, sir. Clear on this? Last over of the innings. Yes, sir. No, it's nothing like that. Okay, the thing is sledging. Okay, sledging is allowed. Sledging is allowed. No problem. For example, he's the batsman. Okay, I'm the fielder. I can do this. I can do this. Come on, let's go. Come on, get him out. All this is allowed. Unless and until it is not personal. Don't get personal. Okay, now. The moment batsman is ready, the bowler is ready, no what. Anybody makes a noise, ball, pressurize the bowler, batsman, no problem. No problem at all. Okay? Yes, sir. Tell me. A very good question. What happens if the ball goes outside the net, outside the box? It will be a red ball, it will be a reball. Okay? And one more thing, guys. Again, I'm telling you, The batsmen have to be ready. The batsmen have to be ready. After the first pair is finished batting,